Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nontobeko. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much if you are returning. If it's your first time, you're welcome. Please subscribe, like and share the video. And like the title says, today I want to talk about some of the myths relating to bipolar mood disorder. And the reason why I picked that is because that's what I was diagnosed with many years ago. I think I should do a video about my diagnosis and how I got to be diagnosed with bipolar and the journey going there. There are so many myths and so many things said about bipolar mood disorder that I feel, well, before I grew up, and I used to get very upset. I used to get very irritated when somebody would say something that's not the truth, or something that was just it would really get me angry, like, arrogant. Why don't you educate yourself? But then I realized that there are so many things that I also don't know, that before realizing that talking about something that you don't know much about and making up your own thing is actually wrong. And when it comes to mental illness, most of these myths and all of these things that people say are part of why there's so much stigma around mental illness, and why so many people are afraid to actually speak about it, to say, okay, I'm suffering and this is how I'm feeling and all of that. Because even talking about feelings is looked upon as a weakness for some reason, and I don't know why. People don't feel comfortable talking about their feelings. People don't feel comfortable exploring and allowing themselves to cry, to express everything that they are feeling inside. And that's one of the problems. Okay, maybe before I even get into the myths of bipolar mood disorder, it's such a long word. I'm used to just saying bipolar, but I'm trying to be correct. Before I get into the myths of bipolar mood disorder, maybe we should try and talk about what is bipolar mood disorder. I'm not going to give you a scientific explanation. I'm not going to talk to you like a doctor, medical practitioner, because I'm none of those things. So I'm going to tell you what it is from how I understand it, what I think, no, not what I know it to be, so that it makes sense, I think, to you. And also, I don't want to confuse you and confuse myself and end up not knowing what I'm saying. Okay. Bipolar mood disorder is a condition that affects the brain, right? It's divided into two, not divided, but it has two sides. There's a depressive side and there's a mania side. The depressive side is where you are extremely depressed. You are in such a dark hole that it's just dark, and you can't get yourself out of there. It's just, yeah, that's the depressive side. And it's so extreme that sometimes it does not have to be caused by any. You just find yourself depressed. Then there's this side which people assume is the good side, where you have a lot of energy, your creative juices flow, and it's just it looks on paper like it's the best parts. That's what you rather be on than this side. But this too can be extremely difficult to manage. Like, you lose control, you can't sleep, you can't think about one thing, your thoughts race, you can't compose yourself, you talk fast, you talk slow, you lose yourself. Like, you cannot bring yourself to be just this one person. And another thing, it's not that you either depressed or mania. Sometimes you can get both. And it's not like in a straight line that, okay, just because last week you were depressed, this week you're gonna be. No, it can be all over the place, mixed up. And we do experience even balanced moods. Like today, I feel so normal. People that know me like this would not believe that I suffer from depression. I have bipolar mood disorder. Because sometimes you really do feel like a normal person, like today. Like, this is the me that I wish I could be every day. You know, the confidence, the, you know, even the way that I'm talking, even, you know, it's nice. I feel like a normal person. Anyway, before I blab and blab and blab and blab and blab, let me just get into it. The first one that it really used to, sometimes it still does. People think that people with bipolar mood disorder are crazy. Like, they think that we throw things around, we break windows, we out of control, that we speak loud, and we just these rowdy people. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Bipolar mood disorder is a mental illness. It's a medical condition, and can be controlled with medication. I'm not going to dispute that it has it gets people acting out of character, and some people, when they are manic, they do all sorts of things. But it doesn't mean that every single person that has bipolar is going to be throwing things around. It's going to be, no, that's not true. I've had bipolar mood disorder for as long as I've lived, and I have never been one to scream on top of my voice and throw things around. And no, that's not true. And stop saying that, and stop describing those behaviors using the word, oh, she is so bipolar. It's not an adjective. You don't describe a behavior by diabetes. You don't say, oh, that's so diabetic. No, it doesn't work like that. That's just being rude. It's being wrong and misinformed, and you need to stop. The second myth that I want to bust is that people think that bipolar mood disorder is a rare condition. Like, there's just one person, and then you'll find another one person with that. Also, my people say that bipolar mood disorder is a white people illness. It's a white people disease. It is not. It's an every person disease. It's an every single person with the brain illness, because it's an illness that attacks the brain. It doesn't attack the skin color. It's the brain. So every single person can have bipolar. So it's not rare. A lot of people suffer from bipolar mood disorder, and it's not as, maybe the reason why people may think that it's rare, it's because it's not really spoken about as much. Also, some people that may suffer from bipolar mood disorder do not know that they do, and so the assumption will be then there are none, you know, because nobody's talking about it, nobody's saying that they have it, so nobody has it. It's not rare at all. You'll be surprised. It is not rare at all. It's not. Myth number 3 is that there is just one type of bipolar mood disorder. Like, if a person is diagnosed with bipolar mood disorder, that's that. No, ma'am, there's not one, but there is 3, at least that I know of. There's bipolar type 1, bipolar type 2, which I have, and then there's this other one with a very, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce it right, but it's cyclothymia. Bipolar type 1, bipolar type 2, and cyclothymia 3. So in these 3, there's different types of bipolar that you're going to be experiencing. I know with mine, the type 2, it's more depressive. It's more depressive than the mania, and there's a word for the mania that they use. I think it's hypomania. So I suffer more depression than this. Not that I never have this, I have it and it's like crazy, but it's not as bad as this. It's almost like if I'm not like here, I'm like here. You know, I rarely experience this on a like regular, like I do this, if that makes sense. That's bipolar type 2. That's the one that I was diagnosed with. And so don't for a second think that there's just, if a person says that they've got bipolar, that okay, it's bipolar. No, there's more to it. There's type 1, type 2, and cyclothymia. At least that I know of. Maybe there's more, but I know of the 3. And I don't want to get into the other 2 because I may say things that are from Google and not what I know. I'm trying to talk of things that I know personally as much as possible, and not use other people's experiences, because that may take away from somebody else's experience and whatever. At least if I'm talking about my stuff, like, you can't tell me how I'm supposed to feel or how I feel when I know what I feel. Myth number 4 is that people think that having bipolar mood disorder is just moods. She has moods. Everybody gets moods. She's just moody. It's not like that. I know that we all have different moods. Every person, like, you're not going to be happy every day or sad every day or whatever. That's for normal people now. But bipolar mood disorder is more extreme. It's like I've explained, it's super extreme. It affects everything: the way that you sleep, your appetite, your energy, the way that you look at life, the way that you think, the way, like, your whole being gets affected. And it's really not a nice feeling. It's not like something that you can just go outside and cheer up and you're over it. No, you can do everything in the book and you'd still feel like shit, because that's just how it feels like. Depression feels like the pits. So it's not just moods, like moods that everybody gets. It's much deeper than that. It's extreme. It's a medical condition. Myth number 5, I think, is that people think that bipolar mood disorder, or any mental illness for that matter, can be cured by exercise and diet and what's this other thing? But exercise and eating the right food, voila. No. Bipolar cannot be cured. There is no cure. But the good thing, it can be managed. Medication and talk therapy. At least that's how I manage it. I know not all people can get medication or be helped by medication. I hope they can, because wow, then what else? And also talk therapy, I don't think it's for everybody. Those that can't, there's other options. Maybe then you can incorporate exercise and eating right, because all of those things obviously do good things to the brain, but it's not going to cure anything. There is no cure for bipolar, so there's no cure. Stop saying that it can be cured and stop asking us to snap out of it. We won't, because we can't. Myth number 6. I really hope I'm counting right. Number 6 is that people think that if you have bipolar mood disorder, that's all you're gonna have. You can't have another mental condition. It's just bipolar mood disorder, day in, day out. I've got news for you. I have got bipolar mood disorder. I have got post-traumatic stress disorder. I have extreme severe anxiety. And I have got so what I'm trying to say is, it's not true. It's not just one. You can have other mental conditions with bipolar mood disorder. Myth number 7. People think that bipolar mood disorder only affects your mood. Wrong. It affects everything. Everything. Sleep, your day-to-day exercises, your energy levels, the way that you interact with people, relationships, sex, everything. It even manifests in the physical. You have body pains, you have headaches, you have stomach aches, it affects you, the whole thing, everything, not just how you feel emotionally, but it affects, you can't even pray sometimes, you can't meditate, you can't focus, you become forgetful. Like there are files of my life, like parts of my life that I have completely forgotten about, and I'm not lying. Like, I don't know what happened, but I just cannot remember stuff. I'm so forgetful. That's the sad part of it, that I don't want to go deep into it and end up being all sobby and sad, but it's not nice. So I'm saying no, it affects everything, not just the moods, but everything. Myth number 8. I'm going to ask you nicely, please stop saying this. Please stop saying that it's just in your head. You're just imagining it. Bipolar mood disorder is not a figment of a person's imagination. You're not just imagining yourself to be sad, to be depressed, to be empty, to be this, to be that. No, stop saying that. It's not. It's a medical condition that affects the brain, and it causes great suffering. Great suffering. Have you ever battled with yourself every day? Like there's such a big disconnect between you and your mind, and you are in this constant battle every single day. You are trying to be okay, you're trying to get out of bed, you are trying to do things, and you can't. That's just a few words that I can use to describe how it feels like. It is not nice. It causes great suffering. So stop saying that it's all in our minds, because it is not. So those were a few that I could think of. If there's anything else that you are not sure of and that you would like to ask, to know if it's true or not true, you are welcome to ask me. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. I'm at work today. I forgot to bring my mic, so if the sound is not great, I'm sorry, but I really needed to do this because I'm feeling good. I have the energy to do it, and I feel that it is of utmost importance. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.